Hi, my name is Brett Bauman. I'm a junior international relations and Spanish major from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I did an internship this past summer with the American Enterprise Institute. It's a major think tank in Washington, D.C. So I was interning with their Latin America Studies program, so a team of 3 scholars and research assistant working on major issues in Latin America, whether they're security, economic, or U.S.-Latin America cooperation. I did this between my sophomore and junior year. I completed my internship remotely because it was during the COVID-19 summer. So each morning I would normally be given an assignment by my supervisor, and then I would go ahead and start working on that in the morning. It was really kind of nice. I was able to work very independently, actually, and kind of work at my own speed. One of the scholars would say, be working on a piece on female entrepreneurship in Latin America, or U.S. security assistance to Mexico. And I would look for different articles and news sources and reports relating to that, summarize those in a concise way, and provide them to the scholars so they could then use that to write articles and reports and op-eds. I have really been interested in Latin America for quite a while, so when I was looking for internships for this past summer, I was looking for kind of ways that I could develop that regional specification a bit more. I looked at, numerous different think tanks, Council on Foreign Relations, Brookings Institution, and then ended up at AEI. I was actually drawn to them because of another program they also were offering through their Initiative on Faith and Public Life. So that's something I really appreciate about AEI as an organization, is the focus that they also understand that faith is just such an important aspect of, people's beliefs and how that will impact public policy. I just, kind of searching around, ended up on this one, and I'm really glad that I found it. Just know that your supervisors are there to make sure that you succeed. I mean, they made this very clear to me when I joined, but initially it can be a bit stressful. You're working for all these scholars with PhDs, and they've worked in the State Department and other areas of government before, but they really want you to succeed because that means it makes their work a whole lot easier as well. Know that you've been selected for an internship because that people think you're going to be a good candidate. Once you enter there, they're going to do everything they can to really work to make you the best intern you can be. So one person who really left an impression on me was probably my supervisor, Dr. Berg, who he gave me most of my assignments during the days, and also just gave a lot of career advice, and was just very accessible. So something I would recommend, is when you do an internship, it's always great to ask your supervisors those sort of specific work task related questions, but things that can help you with your career as well, because the people you're working with they want you to do well outside of your internship as well and prepare you well for a career. So definitely make sure that you're reaching out to your supervisors and such beyond just during the work time. This was my first experience working in a sort of think tank, which is a bit more of an academic setting. A lot of people think of think tanks as a sort of university without students. I kind of came to the realization that working in a think tank long term is probably actually not where I want to be. Although I would definitely, love to work in a think tank for a few years just to gain more expertise. I also had a chance to do some networking with other people working in the foreign policy realm, and realized that I enjoy a bit more of the policy implementation process. So in terms of where I want to go from here, I think I want to look more into how foreign policy is done on the congressional level and in executive departments, whether that's the State Department or elsewhere, and how that could really fit into my vocational calling.